A very happy new year, though belated, to all our good friends. What happened in 2021 and what is likely to happen in 2022? I think transitional issues continue to uh, draw attention of courts in laying down ratios in different spheres. May it be this 1 year limitation, may it be Tran 1, or may it be educational cess. So, different varieties of transitional credits are under dispute. Some of them are in the Supreme Court also for a final consideration. We'll have to wait and see what the outcome is likely to be. Mining and royalty issues are again have reached the Supreme Court, at least for interim orders, and we'll know when it will be heard. Some of the contributions to the jurisprudence in 2021 has been, in the case of customs, there has been a doubt lingering in the minds of the importers, of the department, and also the advisors on the scope of absolute confiscation. Now, the decision of the Supreme Court in Rajgrove has shown that clarity about the absolute confiscatory power of an officer and when that discretion can always be used. And it's not as though that through a judicial pronouncement has been obliterated. So that concept has been restored. A big batch of the export of diamonds is under consideration, and the outcome of which will be known a few months from now. In the GST area, we had the good fortune of, when I say we had the good fortune, counsels for the trade, very eminent counsels and friends, and from our end, the necessary department infrastructure, their officers, and all of us could pull together on some of the important issues in drawing the difference between a policy making choice and the jurisprudence which should take the lead. In the BKC, that got settled. When it comes to the availment of actual credit and the responsibilities attached to an assessee, and how that cannot be overburdened or thrown into the platform, and to say that platform should be perfect, and that the onerous condition, shifting the onus to the platform, was rejected by the Supreme Court in Bharati Airtel. Now, for the past 1.5 months, it has been one of the finest and interesting intellectual debate when it came to ocean freight. And the last lap for rejoinder is pending. And once Supreme Court lays down the foundational bricks of some perspectives on GST law, it will be a very, very valuable contribution to the jurisprudence of GST, because the interplay of CGST and IGST and the various perspectives of GST taxation has come up for the consideration of the court, and the best of efforts have been put by everyone, and we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is likely to be. It could have come but in 2021 itself, but it now got shifted to 2022, and that will be an interesting judgment to watch. The Karnataka High Court, of course, it's at the single judge stage, and we do not know whether they're going up. A very interesting, again, constitutional issue on the whether there can be a simultaneous imposition of excise duty and also GST on a product has been considered, and a very elaborate considered judgment has been delivered by the learned single judge at the Karnataka High Court in this direction. There again, certain important constitutional principles. How do we now read 246A into the sequencing of or prioritizing the union versus state entries has also been discussed. The Delhi High Court had an occasion and has delivered a judgment on the investigative powers between the state tax officers and central tax officers, especially when the investigation involves plural jurisdiction, not necessarily confined to a state but across states. It's a very interesting judgment where, again, a lot of effort has been put by both sides to seek a mandate from the division bench. In the income tax front, three important issues are likely to be decided in 2022, an occasion again to draw the clear lines between tax avoidance and tax planning. There are issues of that nature coming up in the court. A batch of 153A, you can say this with the support of the Income Tax Department and its officers. There is so much of law involved in it, and so much has to be said about it, and not so spoken so far. So that's one interesting batch which we are awaiting to present it to the court to the best of our ability. And again, the charitable institution batch, which is almost 13 years old now, if it gets heard, we'll finally see the issue, whichever way it is, and leading to disposals of thousands of appeals and achieving some certainty in the law. Coming to the amendments, none of us can make an assumption as to what is likely to be the outcome. But definitely, from few of the friends who do talk to us, there is an expectation as to what will happen to canon. There's an expectation in the income tax as to what will happen to this 148, 148A, and the notices issued between April and June, and about the faceless assessments. Well, we'll have to keep our fingers crossed and wait for the budget announcements, if any, on February 1st. Whatever inputs needed for these cases, whether it is court or at advisory level, well, whatever best possible, balancing the interest of everyone has been provided for. But what will be the outcome is something which we can't make a guess at this point of time. So it was an interesting year, and I wish that it will be an interesting year in 2022 also. And looking forward to doing our best with our friends on the other side, contributing their best. And it's an assurance from us that whatever we attempt is only trying to lay down the principles correctly and efficiently so that it stands the test of time. What is eluding us again is only the evasion part in terms of this fake invoices and fake credits and fake transactions. This is definitely a nuisance, and methods are being tried and employed, and more reformation is in the pipeline. We only wish this at some time dies down, and in which case we'll have something to claim it as a matter of pride that GST has now perfected itself in its technology platform. Awaiting a good 2022 with all my friends. Namaste once again. Thank you.